Narration will be being interest on calls in advance at this much percentage of rate of interest outstanding. Interest on calls in advance is transferred to profit and loss account. Our entry will be profit and loss account debit to interest on calls in advance account, and our narration will be being interest on calls at rate of dash much percent whatever we have decided per annum transferred to profit and loss account. Now let us take one example. Rockstar Company issued 50,000 shares of rupees 10 each on the following basis as shown in the table on April 1, 2009. And table shows that the shares were issued for rupees 10 each, payable as rupees 2 on application on April 1, 2009, rupees 4 on allotment on July 1, 2009, and rupees 4 on the first call, payable on December 31, 2009. So excess money was returned back immediately. Applications were received for 60,000 shares. Mr. Raju, who was allotted 1,000 shares, paid the call money at the time of the allotment. So directors decided to adopt table A. You need to pass the necessary journal entries. Now let us see how the things will happen. In our step 1, we receive application money. For application money, our entry will be same as we have discussed in earlier cases. Bank account debit to share application account. Now we have received applications for 60,000 shares, though we offered only 50,000 shares, and the amount per share is rupees 2. So the total amount with which the bank account will be debited and the share application account will be credited is rupees 1,20,000. Our step 2 is to adjust the application money to the capital account. Now we have invited share applications for 50,000 shares, so the amount with respect to 50,000 shares only will be transferred to the share capital account. So here the entry will be on April 1, share application account debited to share capital account amounting to rupees 1 lakh. Narration being the application money received on 50,000 shares at rate of rupees 2 per share transferred to share capital account. Step 3. Return the excess application money, because here the directors of the company have decided to return the application money, excessive application money. So on April 1, when we return the application money, our journal entry will be share application account debit to bank account amounting to rupees 20,000. How? Because 10,000 excessive applications were received at rate of rupees 2, we returned the money. Now what is the step 4? Step 4 is to due the allotment money. Now the allotment money will be due on 50,000 shares at rate of rupees 4 per share. So on July 1, our entry will be share allotment account debit to share capital account, being allotment money due on 50,000 shares at rate of rupees 4 per share. So the amount with which the share allotment account will be debited and the share capital account will be credited is rupees 2 lakh. Step 5. When the allotment money was received by the company. Now what happened? Here the allotment money was received for 50,000 shares along with the calls which was paid by Mr. Raju for 1,000 shares in advance. Now we have not invited rupees 4 as call here at the time of allotment. But one shareholder, Mr. Raju, paid this money at the time of allotment. So we are going to treat this money as calls in advance, and here only we are going to open a new account called as calls in advance account. Now see the journal entry. July 1, bank account debited to share allotment account to calls in advance account. Now share allotment will be credited with the money of 50,000 share. So 50,000 into rupees 4 will give us 2 lakh. And calls in advance account will be credited with 1,000 shares at rate of rupees 4, means 4,000. So what is the total amount which we have received? The total amount received by the company is 2,04,000. Now when the call becomes due, our entry will become share call account debit to share capital account. Now we have not written here whether it is a first call or it is a second call. So when nothing is mentioned, the account which we will be opening is share call account. So on December 31, to due the call, the journal entry will be share call account debit to share capital account with रुपीज 2 लाख. हाउ कम? 50,000 शेयर्स हैं जिनके ऊपर अभी हमने कॉल ड्यू करना है. 4 रुपए के हिसाब से हमने ये कॉल ड्यू करना है. सो द नरेशन विल बी बीइंग कॉल मनी ड्यू ऑन 50,000 शेयर्स एट रेट ऑफ ₹4 per share. Now, when the call money is received, then remember one thing, there was Mr. Raju who has paid 1,000 shares calls in advance. So we got ₹4,000 in advance and call was due for 50,000 share. And now we have received the call for 49,000 shares at rate of ₹4. For calls against to 1,000 shares, calls in advance account will be utilized. So the necessary journal entry will be bank account debit rupees 1,96,000. Calls in advance account debit rupees 4,000 to share call account 2 lakh. And narration will be being a call money received on 49,000 shares at rate of ₹4 per share and calls in advance towards 1,000 shares adjusted. Now, there is one clause that we have to pay the interest on calls in advance also. In this example, the directors have decided to adopt table A. So when they have decided to adopt table A, then how much percentage of rate of interest will be paid? It will be 6%. So in step 8, we are going to pay the interest on calls in advance. Now interest being our expenditure, so it's a nominal account, and rule for nominal account says that we need to debit the interest on calls in advance account. So on December 31, interest on calls in advance account will be debited against the bank account, and what will be the amount? Interest will be paid on ₹4,000 at rate of 6% for how many months? 6 months. Because call was received on July 1. It was due on December 31. So in this way, we have received ₹4,000 in advance by 6 months. So multiplying 4,000 with 6% and then dividing it by 12 months multiplied by 6 months, the overall result will be 120. So interest on calls in advance will be debited with ₹120 and bank account will be credited with ₹120. Calls in arrear. Sometimes it happens that some shareholders do not pay the calls or they do not pay the allotment money. So when we are not receiving calls, when the calls become due, we open a new account known as calls in arrear account. Calls in arrear will show the amount of the calls which has not been received by the company though they were due. So these defaulters or the shareholders who have not paid the dues at time are known as calls in arrears. We are going to open a separate account for them and it has a debit balance and is deducted out of the called up capital of the company. Interest on calls in arrear. Interest on calls in arrear is recoverable from defaulters as we pay interest on calls in advance, so we are authorized to receive interest on calls in arrear also. Articles of association of the company must provide for the clause showing how the interest and what will be the interest on calls in arrear. But in case the articles are silent, then the company normally adopts table A, and according to table A, an interest of 5% per annum will be charged on calls in arrear. Like at the time of calls in advance, the rate of interest was 6%, which we are going to pay to the shareholders. But in case of calls in arrear, the interest is 5%, which will be charged from the defaulters of the company. So here the interest on arrears is a nominal account as it is treated as income for the company. So it will be credited to profit and loss account. Accounting treatment. Now what is the accounting treatment for calls in arrear? When there are calls in arrear, then the normal entry will be calls in arrear account debited to relevant call account. Now, why relevant call account? Because calls in arrear will arise because of some call, because of first call, it may be for the second call, it may be for the final call. So, whatsoever the case is, we will be writing calls in arrear account debited to the relevant call for which the arrear was arised. So, when calls in arrears are received, suppose कभी कुछ शेयर होल्डर ऐसे होते हैं जो कॉल्स इन एरियर करने के बाद अगली कॉल में या अगली ड्यू डेट पे पहली वाले कॉल्स भी हमें पे कर देते हैं। जब उन्होंने पहली वाली कॉल्स हमें पे कर देनी है तो हमने क्या एंट्री लिखनी है? बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू कॉल्स इन एरियर्स अकाउंट. So when interest on calls in arrear is received via check by the business, then what is coming inside the company? Bank account is coming towards the company. So we will be writing bank account debited to interest on calls in arrear account. And what will be the narration? Narration will say being interest on calls in arrear received at rate of this much percentage. So when interest on calls in arrear become due, then what is the respective entry? Entry will be shareholders account debit to interest on calls in arrear account. Now, why we credit interest on calls in arrear? Because interest on calls in arrear is the income of the company and income needs to be credited. Now, what will happen when interest on calls in arrear is transferred to profit and loss account? Our journal entry will be interest on calls in arrear account debited to profit and लॉस अकाउंट. तो जिस इंटरेस्ट को पहले हम क्रेडिट करते आ रहे हैं उस इंटरेस्ट को P&L में हम ट्रांसफर करने के लिए डेबिट कर देंगे. सो here the narration will be being interest on calls in arrear at rate of dash percentage transferred to profit and loss account.